Right. So people, previously Tableau had a separate section for students. Okay. So yesterday I explained, I think Tableau for students was completely a different thing where they used to give the complete version of Tableau with all the data sources, all the data sources. So for that, we had to give the student license, say student ID. Once we give the ID, they used to send one code, 16-digit code or 20-digit code, which we used to use, and we used to get the entire Tableau with the multiple data sources. But now recently they have changed it some. When I was reading all their FAQs and things like that, what they have done is for students also, they're given the same Tableau public, which we can work on Tableau public. What the common people without purchasing anything, what they were. Similarly, they're given for the students as well with the minimal data source. With minimal data source. But the advantage is previously we were not able to save the file in desktop. It was completely public. But now what they have done is they're given the option for saving the file in desktop as well. That is one good thing for us, wherein we can save the file in desktop as well. So this is what the latest changes happen. The advantage for us is we can save the file in desktop. So that's why it is called as Tableau Desktop Public, not Tableau Public. Okay. So I'll show you practically because I installed it last evening. So I'll also show you how actually it works, both the versions, because recently they have changed. Very recently they have changed some. Let me just show you. Go here to website Tableau. Right. Version download. Okay. Tableau for students. Let me just right click and say open. I'll also show you the FAQs, how they have been you say if you just go here, we can download. So that I've already downloaded. So if you think you want, you can just click here. So this will ask because I already filled it. So it's not asking me. It will ask for some details which I've already filled. Yesterday I filled. So it's not asking now. You can download the app. If you click on this, you will get the app is getting downloaded. Okay, it's already I've downloaded it. So again, it is downloading. Let it get downloaded. Okay, once it is downloaded, then we can install it. This is for the student version, what I'm telling. So we have to give all the details. So don't worry. Give an email ID also. You will get some say some newsletters or some updates. If you think you don't want, I told you give some secondary email. You can use that. Once I install, I'll get something like this. Okay. Tableau. So, Tableau public. Can you see this? If I click on this, Tableau public will get open. This is the latest version. Last evening I downloaded and installed. So installation is very easy now. Just say next, next, next. It'll get installed. Once the Tableau is open, previously it was saying Tableau public. Now it is Tableau desktop public. See, Tableau desktop public edition. Okay. Now if you go here, we can actually save. Say here we'll get save as. Let me just show you. I will just try to take some data. Just for your sake, I'm just taking. Later on we'll go some from beginning. Just to show you people see file save as. This option previously it was not there. It was actually save and save to Tableau public. Only this was there. Now we have the option of save as. Okay, so this will take as a .twb. There is nothing but Tableau workbook. Okay, so we can save it and we can use it. Okay, so that is one big advantage for us. The only drawback is previously we had so many databases. Say the data sources were more actually. We could connect and we could work in the complete 1 year free license. But now we cannot do that. But suppose if you still want to practice that, don't worry. You can download the free 14-day trial version. So here I have installed that as well. For that you can go here and you can download that as well. Say desktop download. This is only for 14 days. Okay. Now I'll show you that also because now If you want to purchase, you have to purchase a license. So you don't have to spend money on that. So if you go here, this is the desktop. It is for 14 days trial. They download free trial. It will download another exe file which you can install. Okay, I'll show you the difference of that also. If you go here, if you just scroll down, that also I've installed this one. If I click on this, this will take me to the free trial version. But don't worry, I'll tell you what you can do with this free trial version. Let me just open. Okay, see this Tableau Desktop Professional Edition. Okay, so because I installed it yesterday, now it's saying 13 days. You just say continue trial, no worries. I'll tell you how to use this public, how to use this trial version so that you can understand entire process. Okay, now if you see, I have so many options here. Also, I have this sample superstore, world indicators, and more number of data sources to connect with servers. Okay, now my suggestion for all of you is don't install this 14-day trial now. Install public version, desktop version, practice, work on the exercises, do everything, and later what you do is in the end, once you feel all the exercises are done, then you install this 14 days trial. Why? Because you have 14 days, right? In that 14 days, whatever exercises, whatever chapters have taught you, you can use this 14 days. Also, you can try to connect all the other sources. Otherwise, if you install this 14 days, it will go. I'm not sure whether you uninstall and again install it, will but take it because if it is tracking your IP address, then even if you install it newly, you cannot do it. Okay, that I'm not checked because for me, once the 14 days are gone, then only I can update you. Maybe after 2 weeks, I'll just check that and I'll get back to you on this. But until then, what we'll do is we can use the Tableau desktop public version. Okay, so all of you please install Tableau desktop public version. This Tableau public version has got all the options, complete options what we have in this Tableau desktop professional edition. Only thing is the data sources cannot be connected. Okay, so don't worry. You can now install Tableau desktop public version and start learning. Okay, so I'll also be using only Tableau desktop public version to teach you so that we'll have the same software. And what we'll do is after a few days, okay, we'll try to work on this Tableau free trial so that we can try to connect with say SQL server because we cannot connect with servers in the Tableau public versions. Okay, clear now all of you. So please install Tableau free version, student version, but you'll not have the data sources to be connected, but rest all the options are available. Right? Okay, let me close this. Let's close all this and close everything and we'll start from the beginning. So before we start, let's check with the people online if everything is clear and then we'll start with our first chapter, that is how to import the data and study the data. Today, we'll completely work on how we can import the data and what all things we can do before going to create the reports or say work on the Tableau sheets. Right. So people online, all of you, is there any questions to ask in this installation? If I'm still not clear, so please ask me before going to the chapters. So let me clear all your doubts. Any questions you have, please ask me. Okay. Right. So I hope all of you are clear with the installations now. Okay. I just cleared. There are so many other things. Don't get confused. Tableau Cloud is there. Tableau Server is there. There are so many other things. Please do not get confused. That is not for us. We keep it in the end. In the end, after finishing all this, I'll just explain what are all this and how they're actually used. But as of now, if you go to your website, there'll be so many list of applications to install. Don't get confused. Only two things. One is Tableau Desktop Professional Edition, Tableau Desktop Public Edition. Install only public edition. Done? Okay. All right. So first of all, anyways, I've already installed this Tableau trial version. There are so many things to learn. So what I'll do is I'll show you about that. As of now, you don't install because if you install now within 14 days, you'll lose and you'll not get the software to practice. So that's why I told not to install. But anyways, I've installed. I'll explain about how to get the data source public as well as the desktop professional version. So first what we'll do, we'll go here to the professional version, that is Tableau professional version. Why? Because there are so many options are there. Since I've already installed, we'll first understand how to import the data. Then after that, exercises work on Tableau public version only. Okay. Right. So people assume that this is my Tableau. Forget about public or the professional edition. This is my Tableau application. This is the window. This we call it as startup screen, where we can try to import the data. People, let me tell you one thing. Any business intelligence tool, you take Power BI, Tableau, ClickView, or Domo, or there are more others, say MicroStrategy, Domo. There are so many business intelligence softwares. They are not database. Keep in mind, they are not database. They are just a reporting tool which will depend on outside, say external data sources for getting the data. So they always depend on external data source. Now, external data source means it can be Excel, text file, JSON file, Access, PDF. Yesterday I listed one list of file names, right? Applications. Otherwise, they depend on server. There are so many various different servers. Since I told you here, we have so many servers to get connected. I'll click on this. See, there are so many servers. See, so many servers are there where I can go, I can connect them. In this, MySQL is there, Oracle is there, OneDrive. OneDrive is our Microsoft OneDrive, right? SharePoint, Oracle, then Google, Amazon, Azure, all the cloud-based databases, servers. Understood? So here, what you should understand is, let it be any data source. It is just that I'll go connect and give the credentials. That's all. Once I give the credentials, I'll get the access to the data. The data is getting connected to my Tableau, and then from there we start working. That's all. Okay. So if you see the other version, what we had, that is the public version, we had very few standalone. Okay, we call it as flat file. Flat file means which are actually stored in the desktop. It's like a small files, that is called as flat file. So whether the data source is in flat file or in a server, no worries. Only thing is the amount of data, the limitations might vary, but once it is coming inside the Tableau, rest all is similar. Okay. Now, if you see, if I want to connect the data, see here, I have this Excel. If you want to get the data from Excel, I just have to click on this Excel. If I click on this Excel, you know what happens? It will take me to a folder where I need to connect, select, and then get the data. Now, for example, I have one table called as, let's take some simple data We'll take this raw data only. Okay. There is one Excel file called as raw data. I'll select and I'll say open. You don't have to do anything. It will just try to get all the tables. That means different sheets which are considered as tables. It will just get in here. See, the same tables we use for Power BI also. So if you already finished your Power BI, you are aware of this data. Otherwise, don't worry. This is the data what we have in Excel sheet which have been imported. Now I don't have any, say it's just a connection what I've done, but still I've not taken the data. You just say if I want to work on this, is there any data here? Nowhere I can see the data. Nowhere the data is available unless and until I drag and drop here. In Excel or in Power BI, what we do, we go select the table and then the data is imported. But here still it is just a connection. You're not taken the data. Understood? Can you see here? It says raw data and Microsoft Excel is nothing but it is actually from the application Excel, that is data source Excel. You can go select here and say you can rename or you can edit the connection here. Still again, you can go, you can select any other source. right? Can we import more other sources? Yes, you can do that. Just say add. And I'll go here. Let's say I want to take the data from PDF. I'm clicking on PDF. Here I have the PDF, select and say open. We'll get the list of PDFs. Say here, it's a, see, when I took Excel, it was taking the tables, right? But now it's taking the pages because the data will be stored in different pages in PDF. Now I'll go here. I want all the pages, single page or range of page. If I say all the pages, let it be 100 pages, it will take 100 pages. If I say single page, I can mention which page number. If you want to take the range of page number, say from 5th page to 7th page, it will take 3 pages. Let me select this all pages, say OK. Now what it will do, all the pages in the PDF will be connected. Whichever I want, I can just drag and drop in the canvas here and I can start using it. That will do later. Okay. See, all the tables it got connected. Now just go here. I have this raw data, that is Excel. I have this PDF, that is PDF file. Now, if you want to add more data, say we'll go here text file. I have this raw data text file, select. Let me just delete this. Okay, see, all the text file is available. Can you see it says text file, PDF file, Excel file? It will mention that. So likewise, you can keep importing the data. Now suppose, go to Home tab. I want to connect SQL Server. Click on this. Because there in a public version, we don't have the server. I'll click on this SQL Server. I have to give the server name. How to give the server name? If I don't know the server name, you can ask your admin or team leader, whoever it is. You can do that. But for us, since I have the server here, let me just scroll down. SQL Server, and I'll open this. We'll get the server name because I've installed my SQL Server in the, let's say in my laptop itself. So it is in the local system. But usually the server will be somewhere in a different location. You can ask your admin or anyone who is concerned person. You can take that particular server name. You can connect. Okay. I'll just show you how to connect because I have only one server here. I don't have Azure or AWS here or Oracle MySQL. So whatever is there, I'll just show you. Later, you can actually decide whichever data source you have, you can connect. Okay. Let's say this is my server name. See, I'm copying this and I'll go here. I'll paste it. Okay. So if there are any credentials, say password, some database or password protected, this is nothing, no password, nothing. It is Windows authenticated. Then I'll say sign in. See, it gets connected. Select the database. You can see there are so many databases. Let me select one of the database here, say all the tables in that particular data. They will get connected. Understood? This is connection. That's all. Understood, all of you? Okay. Now let me go to Home tab. In Tableau, whatever we did, this is for my data. Whatever data I want to create the reports, I'm just trying to get it from the file or server. Try out with more other data sources because whatever I have, I'm just showing you. But can you see here? I have saved data sources, sample superstore, word indicators. People, I'll tell you, whatever examples I'm giving in Excel, Power BI is taken from this data source, that is superstore only. Why? Because not only me, there are more other trainers also who take this data only because this is a very nice data which has got all the options, right? From the date, from numbers, the accounts, the currency. You take anything for creating the reports, every data is available here. Most of the trainers use this. I have more other data as well. I could have done that, but why I actually take this for the training purpose? For the project, yes, I don't give this. I have a different project which I have worked. But for training purpose, I use this because this is something very nice, very appropriate data for training. Most of them actually use this for Tableau only. I thought it will be useful for Excel and Power BI also. So I've taken that. I myself have cleaned it and I've made it into different tables. So what you see here, okay. what you see here, this one is I myself have prepared. That means I given the IDs and then I've cleaned it into different tables. Okay. All right. You got how we can actually connect, how to get the data, that we'll do in public, not here. We'll do that in the public because that is where we'll start working on the exercises. I use this trial version because I wanted to show you the server or more other connections, right? Now, how to connect the superstore? You just have to go here, click on this enough. See, automatically the data will come here. You can start working. But don't worry, I'm using the same data for you. Same data for you people, so that you will get the same experience what we have in this complete desktop version. All of you understood? So first step, let me take a notepad. First step is connect. Okay. We learned about how to connect. Now don't ask us, sir, you didn't teach me how to connect a CSV file. Sir, you didn't teach me how to connect Azure. It is left to you. Just go click on that button, say, I'll go your data source, add, you go to server. Okay. So if you think you want to connect to Azure, just click on this Azure data, say, let's say Azure SQL database. See, you can see here, I don't have the database here. I'm just telling you, you click on that, it asks for the credentials, you can connect. That's all. You name anything, just go here. See, say, okay, Google Drive. Google Drive, anyways, that is there in the public also. So it asks for the path, Google Drive path. You can mention the path and you can connect there. It asks for that path. Okay. I just cancelled it. So let's go here. MySQL, then Alibaba, Amazon. Okay. Let's click on this Amazon Redshift. See, getting my point? You go try to connect any of your servers or flat files, anything. But otherwise, we have this superstore or world indicators, anything you can use for your exam. Done, all of you? Next, let me close this. And now what I'll do is I will take Tableau public version because that is what you all will be working. I could have worked in this version only, but because all of you will have the same application, so I'll work on the same application only. Let me open Tableau public. Okay. Today I'll be sending you yesterday's video and also the Tableau prep video. Okay, you can now see here. I have very minimal connections, but the options are same. All the options are available. I'll be teaching you complete Tableau. Okay, complete Tableau until publishing. After that, I don't have the server, but for that, I'll use this public only and tell you how to actually publish it. Okay. All right. So what I'll do, the same superstore file, whatever is there, the same thing will take here. See, I've taken the superstore there. Where to get this data? You can go to Google and you can get. Okay, you can go to Google. But you know what I do? What I'll do is in once you install this Tableau, okay, the trial version, you will get the superstore automatically. Where will that be? You can go here to C drive, go to program files, and if you just scroll down, here we'll have Tableau. Yes. Okay. And take the version. Say here I have this version. These are all previous versions. I'll go here. I'll click on this 2024.3. Okay. And here we'll have what defaults and data sources. See, this is where I'll have that data. Okay, so from here also you can take it. Once I install the application, that is Tableau, we'll have a folder called as Tableau. Inside that there are so many other things also. Go to the shape. Can you see the shape? When you come to the shapes, it's a very interesting thing actually. When you come to the visualization, I'll show you. You can have so many photos. customized, shapes. You can have, say, if you go here, there is one flags to flags. So we have all this, and see, these are all images. Okay, just keep this in mind. We'll be coming here for adding more images, customized images we can do. Okay, that when you come to visualization, I'll tell you. All right. So you understood where we get this, the data for working on that. Anyways, I'll be sharing this data directly in the Telegram group as well, so you can download. Otherwise, I'm just telling you, if at all, if someone asks, go to Tableau, C drive, Tableau. Then again, there we have the defaults. Then we have that data sources. From there, you can actually download. Done? Okay. Now I'll click on this Excel and I'll select this sample superstore. I'm trying to connect the data. I will say open. You can see that it is getting connected. Okay, right. Once it is connected, it says sample superstore. Microsoft Excel can say this, use data interpreter. Use this only when you feel that, there are sometimes we mentioned that in Power BI, sometimes when you're importing, the first row will be column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay. People who doesn't know this, don't worry. Sometimes when you import the data, the column headers will not be proper. The column header will be the data section. So if you want to move that to the header, so we can click on this. Even now, if I click, there is no problem at all. It will check the entire data and it will try to, interpret and give me the proper results. Okay. Now I want to start working on my reports. I need the data. So if you go anywhere, see, I don't have the data at all here. Nowhere I'm getting that column. In Excel or in Power BI, what happens? On the right hand side, we'll get all the column names, right? Remember that I take one data connected, say table, all the column names will be there. Nowhere I'm finding it. Why? Because still I'm not taken the tables. Can you see this area? It says drag tables here to create a data model. Remember I was telling data modeling. Data modeling is connecting all the tables. Now, if you want to get the data here, select this table, drag and drop. Can you see that? When I drag and drop, can you see here? I'm getting the data here, right? If you want to see the data, you can also go here. Can you see this one small icon is there? Small icon is there. Click on this. This will give me the data here. See, this is to view. See, but when I drag and drop, this is like we are taking the data into Tableau for creating the reports. If I'm not taking this, say, I'll go here, I'll remove it. See, I can only view, but still I cannot create any reports. This is just to view. All right. Let me drag and drop. I've taken the table. I've taken only one table. But if you want to have multiple tables, I'll just go here, drag and drop. Can you see the connection here? Right? Let me take this returns. You should be very careful here. See, I'll connect here. This will not work. Should get connected here only because this table and this table is connected. Now, suppose if I go here and try to connect here, you'll see that error because IDs are not matching. In Power BI also we have this option, drag and drop. We can connect it. Let me go here. See, they are now connected. This is called as relationship. If you just scroll down, see here, they are related. But we will remove this. Why? Because today we have to learn just one single table. First, we'll try to understand the simple ones. Let's not make everything complex now on. The data modeling itself is a separate chapter. I'll tell you how to connect different data sources from different tables from different data sources. Done. So we understood about how we can get the data here. I connected, I just dragged and dropped the table. Now you can see I have the data here. The entire data is available here. How many records are there? How many columns are there? This is the first question, and you should make a note of it. First thing, whenever I take the data, I should know how many columns are there, how many records are there. Can I go and count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People who are jobless will do that. But again, it's not correct. But if you ask me, you know what I'll do? Because people should be lazy sometimes, right? Why? You can do the work faster. Yes or no? Right? You know, there is one in Microsoft, say, there was one joke. I don't know whether it is real or not. I told that, you know, there was one statement saying that Bill Gates is trying to appoint only lazy people. Why? Because they'll always find the shortcuts. I don't know whether he told that or not, but there's a meaning in that, correct? Because you need to, it's not called as lazy, it's called as a smart way of working. Okay. But don't worry, this is there in the Tableau itself. Can you see here? 21 fields and 10,194 records or rows. Okay. This is the total number of records are there. You have to keep this in mind. Why? Because when you are creating the reports, if you find anything, you know, it's not coming properly, the results are not coming properly, there is something problem in my reports or the way what I'm working. So you should go and check. Say in database also, when you are working on SQL, you should always keep track of the number of records, correct? So that is how actually you should work on the data. People, I'll tell you, main thing in data analytics, when you're creating reports, okay, you should first understand the data. If you try to study the data, read the data, and understand that it is just, it is clean, 60% of your project is done. Because the rest all is just drag and drop, create the reports and something. Right. Now, if you see here, I have this one table and I have the data here, and there is one more small table here. Table means only one table, we have the data. But what is that next to that? I'll tell you. As of now, what I'll do, I'll just minimize this. Let's not get confused unnecessarily. Now we have the data here. It says 21 fields, 10,194 rows or records. And here you can see there is something 100 rows. Then we have some gear, that is setting, say settings gear and all. What is this? Don't worry. They're all very simple to understand. One by one. This orders is nothing but the table. Here I have only one table. Here it says relationship. I don't have anything here, any other tables. If I go here and just drag and drop, now you just observe. If I click here, see orders to table, logical tables. Here are the two tables. If you want to study orders, I'll click on this. I'll get the order table. If you want to study people, so I'll go here, people table, and it'll also show the relationship how it is. We can go, we can try to correct the relationship. So this drop down will actually talk about the tables what we have imported. As I told you, we are working only on one table, so let's not bother about. Right, the next one. Here I have 100. What is this 100? Here we have 10,194. What is this 100? This 100 is nothing but we are taking the sample records. Sample record in the sense we want to study the records. Right? If you want to study the records, I don't have to go and check all the 10,194 records. Just some sample. people cook People cook rice. We'll go and check every, you know, the rice. One or two, you know, go and will check, right? Yeah, that's what mom will do. She'll not go and check every that what is that rice this thing. So to check the data, we just take some sample data. That is here. If you feel that this sample data is not enough, see up to 100. Let me take another some more records. I'll say 500. Just to read the data. Now let me scroll down. See, it will go up to 500. Keep on scrolling up to 500. See, up to 500 will stop. That's the sample data. Okay, right. Next is here we have a small setting gear. That is one icon. If I click on this, we'll get say show all, show alias, show hidden fields, and sort the data. Okay, we'll come to this alias and hidden fields later. We'll see how to sort the data. It says data source order. That means however the data is, it is taken. Now I'll say A to Z, Z to A to Z per table, Z to A per table. I'll click on this A to Z. What is this A to Z? Let me just click. You just see the columns are arranged. I want to read the data. I don't know. There are some many columns. I have to go and keep on searching. I can sort the columns. I have sorted the columns. I can go here. I can keep on checking. Say like this. It is sorted ascending order. Now let me go and I'll click on this. Say Z to A. Can you see that? Now it is Z2. That is columns. Don't get confused. We have sorted this column wise. Column wise. Let me click here. A to Z, again Z to A. This is if you have multiple tables. When you come to this data modeling, then I'll come back and I'll tell you. When you have more than one table, then we'll have all the columns from both the tables, and then we'll be working on this. As of now, I have only one table. So it is A to Z or Z to A. We are sorting the columns to read. Suppose I don't want any sorting, click on this data source order. It will again get back to the original, the source, whatever the data has come, it will come back like that. Done? Understood? Okay. Next. Next is, here we have something called as alias and hidden fields. Keep this aside for some time because there are more other things to learn. So let's come here to the data part. This part is called as data preview. This one, this window is called as data preview. That means you're trying to view the data, what is available in the table, what we have dragged and dropped. Now, if you see here, it says hash, orders, row ID. I don't have to explain anything. By seeing that only you can easily know. What is that hash? Any idea? Huh? Numbers. Okay, very good. Number. People online, what is this hash, ABC and all? Any number. Idea what is that? You can message or you can unmute and you can, you know.
ABC is all the whichever is in the letters.
Okay.
And hash means the numbers.
Hmm? Fine, very good. Any other? Any others want to answer?
Those are data types.
Very good. The right word is the data type. Who mentioned that? Who was that mentioned?
Shant Kumar.
Shant Kumar. Yeah, Shant Kumar. Very good. It's data types. Someone also actually mentioned it. Was that? Okay, Salma Muhammad. Very good. Say, let me tell you, the one what you see on top, this is the data type. Every class, okay, in every course, I'll always be talking about this data type. Tell me, in Excel also we talk about data type. In SQL class also we talk about the data type. You go to VBA, data type, Python, data type. You go to any application, we talk about this data type. Now tell me, if you are a data analyst, this data type is very important. That's what I'll always tell you. You learn one application, you will get to see same concepts everywhere. See, it's very easy. These people are telling get data types. Some people actually told numbers, text. That is also right. But they are completely specifically mentioning that, yes, this is numbers, text, something like that. But the correct word is data type because if you see on top, all the ones what you see, the blue color, okay, what you see on top, blue color, they are data types. So what are data types? We have numbers, we have string. String means text. We have date. In this, we have geography. Geography means the locations, the state, country. So we have a data type on that as well. So we understood that blue color means it is data type, the color what we have. Let me scroll. There are so many. See hash. Can you see that? Which color it is? Blue color, right? Let me scroll. Oh my God. There is one more hash here, but can you see that? It is green color. That means I was wrong. It's not about the colors. It's about the hash or any other, symbol. People, I was just telling you, keep this in mind. You have two different colors, blue and green. Okay. These are actually same data types only, but we have different names for that. Okay. So we have something called as dimension and measure. Okay, what is that? Once we get into the columns, I'll tell you. Once we get into the sheets, I'll tell you what is dimension and measure. As of now, keep in mind there are two colors, that is blue and green. Why I specifically mentioned is the blue ones, whatever you see, that is actually are used for the labels. The green color, whatever you see, they are used for calculations. Just keep this in a general way so that your people will not forget it. Okay. So here the data types. Don't think that I just like that I told blue color or green color data types are of two different colors. Nothing to do with the colors actually, but the color code is for something else. The code, whatever you have, the symbols, the data type, if you just go and see, whenever you see this hash, it is for numbers. Whenever you see ABC, that is for text. If you see this calendar kind of thing, this is for the date. And if you just scroll and if you see this globe kind of thing, this is for the geography. And if you see this, okay, that's all. If at all you see a paper pin kind of thing, okay, it is not a data type. This called as group. So if at all you have the paper pin kind of thing or something like a chart, please ignore that. They are not data type. That I'll tell you in the coming chapters. But whatever you see here, hash, ABC, all these are actually the data type. Let me just click on this. There is a small arrow. Click on this. And you can see there are so many other options. Let me click on this hash. See, there are so many other options. When I click here, it says number, decimal, number, whole number. Can you see this one is a whole number? Let me go to sales and check. See, what my point? So, hash, whatever you see, if it is a whole number, it will say the complete whole number. If it's a decimal number, it will mention decimal number. So you can have the numbers like this. Done? Okay. So we understood about the data type on top. Next, can you see this? Orders. Now tell me what is this? People online? You can also answer. Orders. This one.
Table
This
name,
one.
right? Table
No,
name.
no, forget ABC. I'm telling about orders.
Table name.
Huh?
Table name is.
Yes, correct. It's a table name. If you have multiple tables, to recognize that, we'll have all the table names. Here I have only orders. Suppose if I've taken people, then say people. So it is easy for me to know which table name. Okay, got it? Can we change the data type? Yes, we can change the data type. Go here. I can select decimal. This will change the data type. We can change the data type anytime you want. See, this become decimal. But keep the decimal, say keep the data type properly. Don't just go and keep on changing it. You might get wrong results. I'm just telling you, we can change that. Okay, right, done. Then what is this one? Row ID, order ID, these things.
Column names.
The column names.
Column names.
Column names, yes, right. Very easy, right, to study the data. Data type, table name, field name. Okay. Now, people, let me show you an interesting thing. If you go here, if I move my cursor here in the column, can you see that there is one small 3 lines? Right now, I want to sort the data, not the columns. Let me go to customer name. I want to sort. Sort how? Ascending order. Just move my cursor on this. Can you see the line? Small
Yes.
line, one more line, and one more bigger line. So what does that mean? Which order?
Ascending
Which
order.
line? It is
Ascending order.
ascending order, right? Very good. Simple. Now tell me, is Tableau difficult? As of now, it is easy. You don't know later. Okay, don't worry, people. The entire Tableau, I'll tell you, entire Tableau, even Power BI, even Excel, even Python, everything is easy. Only thing is, it's your mindset. Okay. If anybody say that Tableau is difficult, just tell them that it's easy. It is very easy. I will teach you. I promise you that I'll teach you the entire Tableau step by step. It is very, very simple, actually. Very simple. Right. Now, suppose I'll go here, see, I'll click on this again. Now, what happened? Descending order, Z to A. Likewise, you can go to any column. I'm just trying to study the data. Let me go here for the sales. I'll click on the C. Smallest number to highest number. I can click on this. Now, suppose you think, no, I don't want any sorting. Again, click on that. It will come back to the data source order. That is nothing but the normally whatever the data had come, same way. This one is just to check the data, study the data. Done. Okay, fine. This ID, whatever we have, column headers, customer name. I feel sometimes, there'll be some column is very big name. I'm not happy. Such big name. I want to change the name. Let me click on this. Sorry. Let me click on this. And here we have rename. Can you see that? I'll click on this rename. I can rename. I'll say custom. See, you can change the name. But people keep in mind, this is only for me in the report what I'm creating. But still there is a name, customer name, which is internally customer name only. It is called as the remote name. This is the field name. That is called as the remote name. The remote name you cannot change. We can only change this only for my purpose because it is very big name. Now it is only customer name, it's fine. Suppose if it is like, some very big name, so I cannot keep on taking that for the calculation. So what I'll do, I'll take it as a customer name, say customer, anything. Let's say row ID. I can double click also. R_ID. See. Okay, got it. All right. So we understood about this. Now people, I'm working on columns. I'm working on data. This data preview, whatever you are working, whenever you think that I want to study the data, only then you should use this. Then what about the columns? If you're working on any of these columns, just to make you people aware, I just showed you this table. But if you are working on the columns, you should go to this table. This is called as metadata. Metadata means you are actually trying to understand about the columns and their data types and their informations. That's all. If you just scroll down, can you see here it says field name and remote name? Can you see here remote field name? See? It's field name. Remote. People be on mute. Please be on mute. See, field name, physical table, that is put the table name, and here we have the remote field. Understood? So here also we can change. See here, data type is there here. Can you see this? Green color, blue color. Keep this in mind. I'll show you what is green color and blue color. That is the main part of Tableau actually. This field, I'll click here. Can you see the options here? We're getting the same options, right? There also we have the same options. Can you see that here? I'll go and I'll click on this. See, here also I'm getting same options. Now I'll try to change this name. This is the original name. You cannot change. But I can change this one. Now after some time you feel no, I want the same name. You don't have to type. Just go here and say reset name. See. Once I reset, I'll click on this. See, I'll not get that reset. I'll go to this order ID. I'll not get this reset. But if you go to this RID, I'll get this reset because I had already renamed it. So wherever you have a rename, if you have renamed it, then only I'll get the reset. Otherwise, you'll not get. Understood? Yes, all of you? Done. Okay. So this metadata or the table information, you can use it for working on the columns to study the column names. That's it. Otherwise, you can just minimize it and we'll be working on this data part of it. Done, all of you? Fine, all of you? Okay. Next. Remember that we had the alias name and the field hiding of the fields. I have 21 columns. I'm not using all the columns. Product ID, I'm not interested. You can right click and say hide, or you can click on this arrow and say hide. Right click will get the same option. I will hide it. Done. Let's say I'm not interested in postal code, right click. Right. Let me just call here, say I don't want ship mode, right click. The columns are hidden. Done. Okay. Now, how to unhide them? If I have the columns, I can say right click and unhide it. Now, by mistake, I have hidden it. I want to unhide it. If you go here, I cannot go. See, you will not get that unhiding of any columns. You cannot. So what I have to do, I'll go here to the settings. Can you see here? It says show hidden fields. Click on this. See, can you see here the postal code, the product ID, and the ship mode? Are they different from other fields? How they are actually? They are grayed out, right? They are disabled. You cannot create reports out of it. Let me show you. I'll go to the sheet one just to show you. Okay. Which was that we had taken product ID, right? Well, the product ID not there at all. Not coming at all. Okay. Okay. In this version, it is not showing at all. Okay. But in the previous version, we used to get here. It was getting disabled. But anyways, no worries. Order ID, right clicks here also I can hide. Let me see. Show hidden fields. Is that right? Anyways, it's not showing here. Fine. Anyways, okay. I don't know why it's not showing, but previous version it used to show like this. Now that's also done. I think in this version they have modified. Not sure, but in the previous version we used to get that here, but we are not able to drag and drop. Okay. Let me go back. Anyways, I just wanted to show you something which is not there. I also learned something. So this I'll not explain the same thing in the next class. That's all. So many changes have been done. Okay, but anyways, see here, I can hide here or in the sheet as well. So once it is hidden, we cannot use it for reports. We cannot drag and drop. What if I want to get it back? Right click, unhide. See, right click, unhide. Now we'll get that here. See, the ship mode. Ship mode will go here. It's there. Okay, so whichever columns you don't want, you can hide that so that I'll not use it for reporting. Done. What is hide? Now, what is the next one? The alias name. You know what is the meaning of alias name? What is alias name? Alternative name. Let me go here. I'll just unhide this. Let's say code. Okay. Let's come to this region. Okay. So here I have 4 regions: Central, East, West, and South. What I'll do is I'll go here and can you see this alias? I'll click on this. Can you see I'll get one small window here. It says Central, East, South, West. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, select, say it says, what is the value? I'll type as CT. East, I'll say ET. South, I'll say ST. West, I'll say WT. Can you see there is one star? Star denotes that it has got alias. Now let's say, okay. See here. Gets changed. Let me go to my sheet. And here I have the region. Drag and drop. Just drag and drop. Can you see that? Sometimes, you know, what happens, there'll be a very big name. I want to shorten that. So we can give alias. Now let me go back. Here I'm getting this alias name. I'll click on this. Say it says show alias. I'll remove that. See? I don't want those alias name. I'll go here, say, I can click here, alias. All these are there. Just say clear, say okay, it's clear. It's very rare actually, but I'm just telling you, if you want to have an alternative name for a bigger, sometimes what happens? There'll be some labels, very big labels. We're not able to accommodate in that reports. So you want to shorten that. In Excel, we have that problem actually. You have to go and manually shorten everything. So here we have that option where we can shorten the names. Understood? So this is some basic way of understanding the data. Done all of you? Okay. Now, next step is we'll go to the sheet and try to understand few things. To learn Tableau and to master it, it is very easy, I told you. Now we understood that we imported the data, we dragged and dropped the table where no one observed where did we do that. We just only were concentrating only on the data. We have something called as data source. Can you see that? In Tableau, there are 4 different sheets. What is that? Or you can call it as view or whatever. Let me just tell you. The drag and drop table. Okay. Then we study the data. So this is what we did now. Next is understand sheets. Or you can call it as use. In Power BI, okay, people who have done a Power BI, you might be knowing. If you don't know Power BI, there are 3 different views, correct? Let me tell you what is that. Report view, table view, and model view, correct? 3 views. But here, say in Power BI, what happens? The report, everything is created together and the dashboard is created. But in Tableau, it's not like that. Let me tell you, we have data source. We have sheet. Dashboard. Then we have story. Okay. Data source, sheet, dashboard, and story. What is that? Let me explain. Let's go here. We already have seen this data source. What do we have in that? The connections, the tables, the data, everything is there in data source, which is something similar to table view in Power BI. People, I'm just trying to compare it. People who have not attended Power BI, please do not worry. If I'm keep comparing, it will become more easy when you go to Power BI. Okay. So people who have already done, it will become easy for them to understand. Yes, Power BI and Tableau are similar. Because if you learn Tableau, Power BI will become very easy. If you learn Power BI, Tableau will be easy. So don't worry. Anything, say people who are just taking this Tableau in the beginning, don't worry. This is very similar to Power BI. Next, when you go to Power BI, it will become more easy. If you're in Power BI, Tableau will be easy. That's all. Okay. Now, if you see this data source, it is something similar to table view, correct? Now, I'll go to this sheet. Sheet means this is where we will be creating the reports. Keep in mind, I'll be creating the reports. Report in the sense, the charts, the tables, right? I can create only one report in one sheet. This is a big disadvantage, but still keep in mind, in Tableau, the sheet is nothing but I'll be creating one report in one sheet. For that, all the options, can you see the tables here? Can you see these tables and all the columns here? Exactly, in Power BI also will have towards my right hand side. In Excel pivot tables, we'll have that in right hand side, we'll just drag and drop, correct? Here, this is called as the canvas, where we actually try to create the reports. We create the reports. When I say reports, it can be table, it can be chart, it can be graph, images, anything, whatever, buttons, everything. That will be available here. What is this? What all we'll be learning? Step by step that we'll learn from next week. But today we'll try to understand the overall things. Now we understood about the sheet. Now coming to the dashboard, see here, this is dashboard. When I click on this dashboard, you just observe, are there any column names in this particular sheet dashboard? The column names to create reports. Do we have what is that shows here? It is showing only sheet. If you go to the sheet, let me do one thing. I'll just quickly create something for you. Can you see here? One chart got created. I'll go to this dashboard. Can you see the sheet? See. Now let me go back to the sheet. And what I'll do is I'll change this to something like this. I changed it. We'll go to the dashboard. See. If I am creating any dashboard, then all the reports, the charts should be created in sheets. I cannot create one more report here. I'll create one sheet. You just observe. I'll create one more report here. It's creating one more report. Okay. I'll go to this dashboard. Just randomly I'm creating. It's not a very neat way of creating dashboard. I'm just showing you. So dashboard is nothing but collection of reports. Right? Okay. Now coming to this story. This is the story. Here also, are we finding any columns to create the reports? Tables? What are we seeing here? We are seeing the sheets, that is the reports, and the dashboard what we have created. Now let me drag this dashboard and I'll put it here. See? Or I can go to the sheet, drag and drop it like this. Let me click on this. Understood? So sheet is a place where we create the reports. Dashboard is a place where we collect all the reports, put it in one place so that my dashboard is ready. Story is a place I'll collect all the dashboards or individual reports and then publish it to the users. You can see here I have one presentation mode. This is how it will be sent to the. So this is the overall thing what you understood. So this is how the Tableau is done. That's all is Tableau. But in that, to create the report, there are more options which we'll be learning. Let me go to this sheet. Let me delete this. Okay. I'll just tell you the difference between the green color and the blue color. I told you, right? Keep this in mind. There is something called as dimension and measure. This is very important. I've seen some videos or some trainers or some coaches actually teaching. It's very confusing explaining about dimension and measure. Let me show you in a very simple way what is dimension, what is measure. Now, what you see here, the first part, there is one separator. The first part, all these are blue lines. They are called as dimension. Why dimension? Let me take this region and drag and drop anywhere here. Can you see this? I'm getting the labels. Can you see here? I have all the green lines. I'll take the sales and I'll put it here. Can you see this? I'm getting this plots. Okay. Can you see here? All these are actually getting plots. These values, which will help me in creating the plots, they are called as measures. Can you see here? Central, east, southwest. They are labels, correct? Can you see this blue color? This is dimension. Can you see this green color? This is the plots. That's all. Dimension means it is a column which will help me in giving the labels. Measure means it is the column which will help me in plotting the chart. Or it is used for calculations also. We can use it for calculations. Now, if you see here, I have hash here also. Row ID. Correct? That's also hash. It's also number. Number means it can be used for calculations. Can we use row ID for calculation? Mobile number, is it a number or a text? Is it a number or a text? Mobile number, only number I'm telling. It's a number, but can we use it for calculation? Let's say, people online, there are some 20 people, or say, I don't know how many people are there. Okay, there are some 25 people, and here there are some 10 people. Say, let's say some 40 people are there. I have all their mobile numbers. Can I sum all the mobile numbers? No. Then that is called as dimension, because that can be used for a unique IDs. But if people are paying the fees, that's also number only. Can you do the calculation? Yes, I want to know how much these people have paid, right? That is measure. You got the idea? So if you keep this in mind, it will be very easy for you to remember what is dimension and what is measure. That is all you have to know in Tableau. If you know this, creating reports will become very easy. Understood, all of you? Right? So I'll stop here. Next week, we'll be working on all the reports. There are so many things here. As I told you, Tableau is easy, but there are more options to learn. Not telling it is difficult. You just go here, see worksheet. There are so many things to learn. If you see here, see there are so many things to learn. If you see here, there are so many things to learn, but all are easy. Only thing is you have to remember all the options. That's what I'll do. I'll go step by step, step by step, step by step, which will help you in remembering all these things, and you can easily master Tableau. Okay, all of you done. I'll stop here. I'll go to people online and ask if they have any doubts, and then I'll get back to you people if you have any questions to ask. Okay, right. The people online, do you have any questions, any doubts? Please let me know.
Sir,
Yeah, Bhuvana.
sir, is in Tableau, is there any data limit, like only certain, this many datas only can be loaded?
Okay. See, people, the good question, Bhuvana. The limitations will work only on the data part, data source part, not with the say business intelligence tools. Why? Because business intelligence tools are something where it is trying to connect the data source. So no matter how many ever records are there, not a problem. Suppose if you take Excel, Excel has got a limit. If I'm connecting to Excel, there are 10 lakh records. The business intelligence tool will not even bother. You go to Power Pivots. Okay, in Power Pivots, we create the reports in Excel, but the data is not in Excel. It is actually connected from different data source. That is, let's say in SQL Server, I have 10 lakh records, say 20 lakh records. Still, I can create the reports. Why? Because you're not storing all the 10 lakh, say you're not utilizing all this 10 lakh limitation space. Here, it is not a database, as I told you. So there is no limits, don't worry. But if the data is huge, say 1 crore or 2 crore or something, then the tool will become, it will hang actually, because it cannot handle that much heavy thing. But there is no limitations for the business intelligence tools. Understood, Gona?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So one more doubt. Like
Yeah.
now you showed us how to sort the data in the columns,
Yeah.
right? So in Excel normally, so if you have to do sorting into more than two columns, we have an option there, right? So do we have the same options in Tableau also? Like we can sort more than two columns together?
Okay. See, 1 minute, 1 minute. Your question is actually very good. Let me just go back to Tableau. Okay.
Okay.
So here I have a data preview, right? When I say data
Yeah.
preview, here I'm not creating any reports. The thing is, I'm just trying to study the data. Multiple sorting is not allowed. Here we're just trying to read the data, that's all. But if you go here in this reports, okay. So here what happens, we're trying to create a table. Let's say I'll try to create a table. Now here I can sort because this is the report what I want. Let's say, for example, I have one data here. Take the profit. Okay, see, I have the data here. Now, if you want to sort, I can go here. See, I can sort it like this. Sorting in the reports is different. Sorting in the preview is different. In preview, it is just to read because that data will not be shown to anyone. And no matter whether we are sorting multiple columns or single columns, this place is where we have to check for the sorting. Okay, but you don't worry. In the reports, how to sort, I'll tell you. So this is where we have to think about how we can show the data. The data is automatically sorted here. Okay, but again, still, if you want to sort that, there are different ways to do that. That we learn when you create the reports. But preview, don't worry, because that is not actually for the user. That is for us to read. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Owner?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Anything else? People online?
Sir, question, sir.
Yeah,
Hello?
Satya.
Sir, when I updating the data, like I have to import the data Tableau, right? In Power BI, I have to update the data. The data will detect what is the like a whole number and data. In Tableau, is any option they will detect automatically? I have to detect that one, sir.
Detect what?
No. When you updating the data in Tableau, data source, it will detect automatically or not. In Power BI, when you import the data by using a Power BI desktop, it will detect the data automatically. For example, date I have to use date column, they will detect the option. In Power BI is there, sir?
Say it is a data source connection. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose if you're actually having some data here, say for example, I have 10,194 records. I'll delete 5,000 records. Here also it will be 5,000 only because it's a live data.
Yes, sir.
So it's a data source connection. I told you this is not a database. It is trying to connect. It is depending on another data source. Whatever data is there in the data source, that only will be displayed here.
Okay.
Understood. So whether it is Power BI, Tableau, even Excel also, if you're connecting, it will be same thing. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anything else, people?
One more, sir.
Yeah, Shantakumar. Tell me.
So we can change the field name, right?
Yes, you can change the
So
field
when
name here.
when
Yeah.
we build means a relation between the tables, the relationship is there any effect on the relationship? Like
No,
if you
because see, I told you remote will not change, right? Can
okay,
you see this?
Mhm.
Remote field will never change. You
Okay,
can only change the column name, but the remote field will never change.
okay,
You cannot change that because once the source, names, whatever is there, based on that only the relationship will happen. This is
Okay.
just for our reports. That's all.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Can you please share us the recorded video link? Our recorded video link will be shared in the Telegram channel. Okay, people. So we have a Telegram channel here. Here. Okay, it will be shared here only. Okay, I'll be sharing. And also there are some very interesting, videos or say some files and everything, the data source and everything. That also I'll be sharing so that you people can utilize that, in the future as well. Okay. All right, people. So if you don't have any questions, I will close the meeting. Sir, can you please upload it on YouTube? YouTube is already overloaded with so many things. In YouTube already you have a course. Okay, if you want, I can send that link. You can check that. But I'll be sending you the link here. Okay. Okay. So there is one question. Alias can be used based on specific. Yes, you can use that. Say, for example, now if you want, say usually I'll tell you alias name can be used only for if you have a very big name, just shorten it. That's all. Okay. So you can plan accordingly. It is actually used. The purpose is to shorten the labels. That's all. Okay, Salma. Right, people. So I guess there are no any other questions. Even if you have any questions, please make a list. Still, we have so many classes. And I told you it's not a webinar, workshop or something which will finish in 2 days or 3 days. So you'll have a lot of things to learn. I'll also bring a lot of other advanced things as well so that the people can learn. Okay. Right, people. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys in the next session. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.